What's good, everybody? It's Batman, and today we're going to be doing another IRL reaction. We're going to be finishing this stream. I don't know how long we have, because I know we got technically about 2 more hours in this bitch, so it'll either be 2 more parts, or it'll only be 1 more part. We'll see. But we're obviously only going to be reviewing, like, the most relevant stuff. If it's not relevant, or if it's, like, some bullshit, we'll just skip it. You know, you name it, or I'll edit it out, whatever. But yeah, that's going to basically be what we're working on, so let's keep this going.
To save money and get in a financial position to pay for it.
I agree.
So it's just like we want both. We want the traditional treatment, but also to wait. I don't care what you want. It's fine, but then pay for it.
Yeah, but the man also makes the kid. It takes a semen, and
she's not in the bedroom on her own.
And the egg. So
sometimes men are the ones that want kids more than the women.
And now we have the
hold on.
So why does the man take it? But they don't have 50-50 choice.
Of what?
Correct.
Okay, if you get pregnant tomorrow, who decides if the kid lives or not?
You do. You.
My body.
Yeah.
Okay. Your body, your choice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the authority to make that decision, right?
Yes.
What comes with authority?
Power.
Okay, well, I was going to say responsibility.
Oh.
Yeah, women tend to forget that part. They tend to forget that part. They like the power and the authority, but they don't want to deal with the responsibility.
Yeah, the responsibility
So
is
if you have unilateral control of who gets born and not, and you decide, I'm going to have this child against the whims of the man, you should pay for it.
Okay, then that's the same reason why women get most custody and then get full alimony.
That's not true. Women get custody.
By going by that logic.
Women get custody because the court system favors them.
No, but okay.
And I'll tell you what.
Go on.
And men are punished for being traditional in this country. They are, because the way the court system and see this. I'm gonna talk about this because I know things. Unlike this one over here. No offense.
Yeah,
because the way I don't really care if you went through it. You don't know anything about the legal code. So okay, so I'll tell you why. I already know you don't. So it's okay. It's okay. So okay, yeah, I know. It's easy to file restraining orders. I know you don't really need any evidence. So again, this means nothing.
No,
even so okay, I'll continue.
And they looked at my whole body.
All right.
Let's just.
Don't prod her so much.
There was a witness.
Don't prod her so much.
Sorry.
To make your point.
Sorry.
Make your point.
I'm sorry, Myron. I just.
There was a whole witness there as well. What is wrong
I don't really know what your situation was. So again, I'm talking in general.
She got chill out.
I'm talking in general.
It's fine. She got chill out.
You're talking in general, but you came at me.
I'm talking in general.
You penalized it at me. Unlike this one that doesn't know what she's on about.
I mean, because the reason I said that is
yeah, we need to be respectful of people's experiences.
I'll tell you, the reason I said that is because I asked you specific. It's not. The reason I said that, the reason I said that, the reason I asked you really specific questions earlier to see if you knew what you're talking about, and it was just clear you didn't. Don't know about your situation. Maybe you were right. Maybe you're wrong. Don't really care.
I'm done.
All right, make your point, Pearl, and then stop prodding her, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So, but I actually forgot the point I was going to make.
Fantastic.
Well,
Pearl just kept poking the bear, bro.
The point was, you're trying to explain why women actually are the ones that get custody and most of the alimony.
Yeah, actually, I do remember. Okay, because the way the code is written, it's basically the person that spends the most time with the child. Well, if a man wants to protect and provide for his family, who does that punish? The guy for doing the right thing.
But the children spend more time with the mothers. Sometimes men are not as involved.
Correct.
It's
but it's because
children that want to go with them.
It's because they're at work, though. Yeah. And then if you look at let's talk about what's in the best interest of the child. When you look at single father homes, they fare very similar to 2-parent households. When you look at single mother homes, they become criminals.
I didn't know that. Yep.
They become criminals, drug dealers, school shooters. Every really problem that you can look at in society comes from single mother homes. Single father homes, not the same.
What's the name of the Jeff Dahmer, whatever his name? Wasn't his mom and his dad kind of together, and then he ended up with his dad?
I know there's exceptions. There's exceptions to
serial killer.
There's exceptions to this, but there's exceptions, but it doesn't make the rule. Single father homes fare very similar to single mother homes. So
yeah, and his mom was also a drug addict. What the Well,
isn't the dad a fool for going for a drug addict and getting her pregnant? Come on.
Yeah, choosing the wrong partner and held accountable for his choices.
Yeah. Hold on. You're great at just straw manning a random point that has nothing to do with it to try to make a point, but that doesn't make sense.
Well, you just mentioned his mom being a drug addict, and I just mentioned the father chose a drug addict.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that single father households fare way better than single mother households.
Point that shows you that
you just used an example of a serial killer from the fucking 1970s.
Yes.
because he committed first murder, I think, in 1975. You use that as an example to say that what?
The same way you guys use like basis and out of context statistics from studies that you pull out of Google. Like, come on. As an educated woman, I do know that all the stats that you guys repeat a million times that you copied from Kevin Samuels. So I'm just saying.
You literally just use an exception.
I'm pretty sure I know who gets Frank Castle out of this bitch. I'm pretty sure it's becoming pretty crystal clear. I think it's the bright pink stupid bitch.
I'm doing this humor because it's funny because it's ridiculous.
His mom was a drug addict, and that fucked up his life too.
Listen. Like, I'm bringing it up simply because I think it's ridiculous what you're saying. It's
his mom was the degenerate,
ridiculous.
not his dad.
I'll give you an example. I come from a home where there's only a mother.
Your opinion.
And again, I'll give you another example, and I'm a living one. My mom is a single mother, really, a widowed mother, really, who raised her kids from when we were 12, and some of us were even 2, right? Okay. And we're cool. We're not drug dealers, not criminals.
Okay, stop. Hold on one second.
Congrats.
Thank you.
A lot of the women on the panel, I've noticed this trend, and I mean, this is the same shit in Miami. It's amazing. You go over the pond, nothing changes. We'll make an objective argument about a generality on how the world works. You guys will hear that, internalize it, and say, well, that doesn't apply to me, and then go ahead and yap about how you're different. Yeah. Fantastic. But in general, what we're saying is true. The court system does favor women over men. Yep. They win most of the custody battles, even though they might not necessarily be a better parent on paper. She literally just told y'all the woman is going to get custody most of the time because she spent more time with the child in the child rearing years. Yep. That might not necessarily make her a better mother because
the father is working his ass off, providing and going above and beyond, and guess what? He still loses the kid. How insane is that? You would think it'd be reversed. You would think that the guy that's actually providing, you name it, taking care of his family, loving, you name it, providing, all that shit, you would think he would get it, right? Because he's putting the most, sacrificing the most, you name it. But instead they're like, oh no, she spent more time, so she should have the kid, it'll be okay. It's the most fucking stupidest, dumb shit I've ever heard in my life, bro.
Was doing his job, which is protecting and providing, which is what y'all all want, by the way. Mm-hmm. So the court system is heavily in favor of women. And then men, 90% alimony is paid from men to women. So it is absolutely true that everyone knows that the court systems in the West in general are fucked and geared towards females, which it is what it is. That's a fact, ladies.
But a lot of the time, men don't want involvement with their children.
Well, I'm not sure that's true.
A lot of the
majority
time,
do. A majority do. It's just that there's a bunch of roadblocks in the way, whether it's the woman not allowing the man to be involved, right? 'Cause she wants to hurt him. She'll make lies up about him.
That's true.
Lawyers a lot of times will advise men, hey, it's not worth it to go to court. You're going to lose, so they don't even bother fighting it.
Fine.
It's an uphill battle.
Every kid should have a life like Naruto and Sasuke builds character. Oh my god. The world would be an insane fucking place if there was chakra in our world, bro, and jutsus and shit, bro. Our world is already bad and we got nothing special about us. I could only imagine if we had any element of fiction, bro. We'd be fucked. Oh my god, it'd be bad. It'd be bad, bro.
Battle. So there's a bunch of things that get in, but most men, of course there's deadbeat fathers.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. But most men, I would say, definitely want to see their kids, just that they don't have the opportunity to.
Yep.
Because a lot of women use kids as a weapon
yeah.
and weaponize them against the man to, get compliance or just hurt them because they're mad about some shit. So, again, you guys got really emotional about this abuse thing, but everything we've said is fact. They have changed the definition of abuse for a while.
Fresh, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did you grow up with both parents in the home?
No.
Are you a drug dealer?
I was.
Oh my god.
That's good then. And you found your way. I just wanted to make sure, you know what I'm saying?
To be fair, I was a roadman.
You're a roadman.
I was a roadman.
You were trapping.
Trap star.
Okay, you're trapping. And so would you say your mom's a bad mom because she was a single mom?
Wow. I would say my opinion is relevant.
No, I'm just asking.
Because it's a general statement.
No, I do understand, but like, for example, if I can say that my mom's a good mom and she was on her
Oh my god, can this bitch not track? It doesn't matter! Oh my god, she just can't track.
Perhaps
Jesus
it actually
Christ.
may not be the majority. This is the thing. I really think that
we are in a small room. Us two, sample size is not.
Well, let me tell you, a lot of these studies that these people pick up on are sample sizes of 100 or 1,000 when there's billions of people in the world. And they'll pick also a demographic. Hold on.
Name any study.
Wait.
Name one.
Now what for you? Can you stop talking?
Sorry.
I beg. You're really gassed today. You're really excited. I do understand, obviously. It's your place and everything, but relax. Listen, a lot of the time.
I just want you to, you keep talking about these studies. Name one. Name one.
Listen, the basic nature of studies are you take a pool of people.
Name one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Any study.
By who?
Look,
listen,
look,
any
when you,
study
hold on,
that
look,
you
look,
do,
the
whether
numbers
it's the UN,
all, okay,
whether it's
let me
the
just,
council, the government,
stop,
anything.
That's true.
Stop.
It's a pool of people.
Stop. If you go into prison and you look at the inmates, if you look at drug addicts, if you look at homeless people, if you look at degenerates in general, alcoholics, all the fucking vagrants of society, most of them come from single mother households where there wasn't a father there. This is irrefutable fact.
Okay, can I then tell you something? In America, I generally believe that it might be, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the majority of the population that is incarcerated is black men, isn't it? Well, what does that say about black men if that's a stat?
They commit a majority of the violent crime.
But what else does that say? Because you guys are trying to say that women use the court system to, manipulate men. And in what you're trying to do is to create this whole idea that because women are the ones that have the children the most of the times it's the woman getting divorced, then women must be just assholes the same way that black men must, the majority of black men in comparison to the rest must be awful.
You mentioned earlier.
How did you, what the hell is
I'm just explaining to you the parallels. How you can.
What?
No, I'm just explaining to you how you can use numbers to paint anything, and that's why it's important for you to not use it contextless.
Give me one.
You yourself, hold on. You said earlier women have power, right? Well, in the court system, they have power. It's simple. So in that instance, who said that? That power.
We were talking about.
They were talking about it earlier, weren't they?
Regardless, that's where they have that power anyway. So
what is your argument precisely?
Well, my argument precisely is simply to say it doesn't matter what studies you're talking about because they don't actually reflect the real reality. Because studies and all these statistics are based on a limited pool on normally a limited demographic that does not represent what happens.
So you disagree.
And the reason why I say that, and the
Name
reason why I
a study, any study.
I can pick any study. Listen,
pick one. Who made it?
Any study.
Just one. One study. No.
I'll say this to play devil's advocate. I think what she's trying to convey is the fact that, okay, you guys are talking about the gender, whatever, great, that's cool, whatever. But what about the other percentages where that's not the case and everything's still fine, which is why, meaning therefore, who cares if it's a single motherhood, yada, yada, whatever, blah. And it's like, I understand that, but at the same time, the problem is that's not fair to the majority and the generalized, right? Because it's doing more harm than good. So who cares if there's some people that don't have to go through the harm and they're still good and it works out, right? Cool, great. I'm fan-fucking-tastic. But the problem, though, is that normally does not happen and is not the case if it ever boils down and the conclusion ends up in a single mother at home hood, I'm sorry, it ends really fucking bad, So, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, they don't understand. Like, at the end of the day, it's fucking retarded. Yeah, that's some guilt logic. Yeah, like it's fucking stupid. Like, that doesn't engage the main fucking issue. Like, at the end of the day, if it's causing so much fucking bad, that means we need to provide solutions, positive solutions, and focus and engage on the aspect of enduring and making the relationship work and so on and so forth and compromise, you name it, especially if there's a fucking kid involved, right? If there's no kid involved, do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? But if there is a kid involved, especially if there's a kid, yes, the goal should be to endure, to compromise, to resolve, have positive resolutions, whatever, not to give up, not to, do bullshit, whatever, or enable or make things a million times worse by separating yourselves, and then on top of it, removing the other fucking parent from the equation. That doesn't do anything. That's just gonna do fucking nothing, but you're just asking for problems at that point. Sure, there could be people that where it works out and everything was still fine. Congratulations, But guess what? That's not the majority of the world or the generalized. Unfortunately, it's not how it works. That is reality. So that's what she doesn't understand. So, she has a point in a sense, but that doesn't resolve the main issue at hand. And that's what, that's why they were even saying, this is generalized, overall, whatever. You name a majority. Therefore, everything you're saying doesn't fucking matter, But she doesn't understand that.
Criticizing the studies. Bro. Name a study. Name one. None.
Study, even studies.
Households.
And can I explain to you why I don't agree with that?
That show that's
cool.
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that.
With the plethora of studies, meta-analysis, which combine other studies that show that single mother households absolutely contribute to the degradation of society. You don't agree with that?
Okay, and can I explain to you why I don't agree with that?
Go ahead.
Because I think that's important.
Okay.
Right?
Do you agree with 1 + 1 is 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of. It also depends.
Incredible.
Well, in China, they do say that once you add 1 drop of water to another drop of water, it becomes a bigger drop, not 2. So
That's not what I asked.
No, I'm
It's
just
numbers.
saying.
That's
I'm
water.
just saying. I'm saying.
Is she okay? This is fucking Gil, bro. This is some weeb or Gil shit right now. Is she okay? Can someone help? Bro, title of the video, I swear to God. I found Weeb 3.0 or Gil 3.0 or a fusion of Weeb and Gil has arisen. You know? Like, I don't know. This chick is losing her mind, bro.
I'm just saying, my God. On how you look at it. And the whole
all he was trying to say is, what's 1 + 1, right? It's 2, right? You agree with that? And she's like, yes, okay. So meaning if there's objective statistics and evidence of this being this, therefore you should agree and acknowledge that's the issue, right? And that's what he was trying to do, but she's just fucking on her fucking, I don't know, her Super Saiyan level of stupidity.
Is that when you look at numbers, it all depends on how you're looking at it and what you're choosing those numbers.
Yeah, you are mad.
You are
mad.
I'm just saying.
I gave you a very straightforward question.
Mad.
And you just conflated it into like a Chinese proverb or some shit.
Listen,
like this is what I'm trying to say. This is why y'all can't be in leadership roles. This is why. This is why.
You asked me about 1 + 1 when you were asking me about a contest, and I said, "Can I explain?" And you didn't let me. So I just gave you a funny answer.
This is insanity.
So let me ask you a question.
Because what you're objectively telling me right now is you don't agree with facts.
Okay, can I explain
something? You don't agree with facts.
I don't agree with those because facts, especially when it comes to statistics, they're also subjective, and I'll explain to you why.
They're not all subjective. You can't write off all studies.
How are stats calculated?
Okay, so I'll explain to you. For example, I'll give you a very non
oh my God,
non-gendery
please
study.
just give me the.
For example,
can you make it simple?
So I feel like what she's trying to convey, I mean, I'm literally like doing fucking millions of equations in my brain right now to try to comprehend what the fuck this chick is trying to do. I think what she's trying to convey is that statistics can be incompetent or invalid because they're not taken into consideration of A, B, C variables, X, Y, Z, or certain contexts. Therefore, that's why it's inadequate. And if that's what she's trying to argue, then okay, cahoots to you, I could at least understand that, because what I will say with this is, like, for instance, like, I don't know, let's say fucking, you know, I don't know, there's a fucking lizard, right, in the desert, and the lizard, you know, is like, or these species of lizards, right, and they drink water at 10 o'clock at night every fucking time, or whatever, right, they just drink a bunch of water. Okay, so therefore, a statistic, this lizard likes to drink water only, right, you know, some shit like that, right, wherever. But, and that was basically what it is, right, and that's what the investigation, you name it, whatever, right. But then next thing you know, the lizard's not just drinking water, it's drinking other things and doing whatever, or there's even certain days where it doesn't fucking drink water. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So, like, basically, like, if the objective investigation, right, the scientific method or whatever, if it's done improperly, meaning therefore now it can be invalid, and that's why statistics or objective evidence or facts can therefore does not be, you know, whatever, blah, blah. But that's only if it's incompetent, though. That's the problem. She would have to prove that these facts, right, or objective, like, experiments of them looking into, investigating, whatever, are somehow wrong. And if you can't prove that, then I don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Cry me fucking river, you know what I mean? So, the problem here is she would need proof of that. In your example, she can find where the logic breaks, you know? Exactly. You know what I mean? So, that's what I'm saying. So, it's like, you know, she would have to find that inadequacy or incompetence. And if you can't do that, you don't have a fucking argument. Again, like as they're saying, you can't argue against objective evidence or facts or statistics that are blatantly objective. You can't argue with that then, you know? So...
Shush. Let me talk then, since you told people to shush, to tell you to shush. So, you have a statistic. You take a pool of 1,000 people. With those 1,000 people, you will test a few things, and then you see 50% of these people said this, and 50% of these people said this. Based on this limited pool of information that we've got, of this limited pool of people, we can assume that 50% in general of people in the world do this. That's how people use stats, and that is not true. Because when you actually analyze real life and the demographic of things, there's way too many variables that will completely destroy every statistic that you use, depending on the context that you put it in. That's why I don't need to listen to you tell me statistics and say 9 out of 10 and this out of 10, because depending on the context, it does not make sense.
Then explain to me, right? Because this is objective. Explain to me how most prisoners, most drug addicts, most losers in society, most degenerates come from single mother households when polled.
Well, it depends on how much, on the pool that you use for, first of all, the prison. It depends also on the circumstances of the single motherhood. It depends on where they grew up. It depends on a million different things.
Father was absent.
That's okay, but it doesn't mean that that's the reason why they went into that.
So what are the chances that all these people end up in prison and they all don't have dads?
And also,
what are the chances? Or they're bums on the street, or they're homeless, or they're broke.
There are a lot of people that come from families where they have the father who is also a drug dealer
or
whatever.
Oh my God, she cannot track.
So all I'm telling you is you need to actually analyze the pool of information that you're checking before you start saying all these big words like they're facts, because they're not facts.
They're
facts depending on what you're looking at.
It is a fact, bro. Regardless of why it's happening, they're not arguing the why. Which again, she doesn't like. Oh my God, she can't even follow what she's saying herself. The fact is simple. All the people that are in jail come from single home mothers. That is just a fact. Regardless of what the fucking reason could be, bro. Whether if they just had bad mental health, or if it was the father gone, this, that. At the end of the day, all these kids, well not kids, these motherfuckers in prison came from a single mother household. That we know, which is a blatant fact. So all they're basically arguing, if we had partners that were in a relationship and the mother was not single, they would more than likely not be in prison then. Because everybody that's in jail came from a single mother household, right? That's all they're basically trying to say, or without a father. She's over here saying, no, it doesn't mean it's the father. It could have been anything else or whatever. It's like, oh my God. Okay, cool. But the problem is, we won't know that because guess what? There's single moms and there's no both dad and mom involved, okay? We won't ever be able to fucking know that because unfortunately it's just it's not happening, whatever, so on and so forth, right? And you name it. So unless we do like another investigation of like parents that are in the child's life, like, and look at the percentage of all those kids, like whether they went to jail or not, and I guarantee you, any kids that have had both parents, I guarantee you if I were to look it up on Google, if both people that had both their parents, they more than likely do not end up in jail. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. You know what I mean? If we were actually even doing those statistics in percentage comparison. So, again, like, this, she just, I don't know, bro. I really don't know.
Also, you're basically saying all studies are flawed. Not every single study has got 1,000 participants. Some studies have really...
I just want her to name a study.
Like,
any study.
Like,
any study that's flawed.
Listen, Paul, I've done too much education
he said there's a plethora of studies that demonstrate this. We're not talking about one study with 1,000 people.
It's irrefutable that two-parent households, like the degradation of the nuclear family is what's led to the decline of civilization. This is a fact. This is not like, oh, I don't agree with it. Well, I don't know what to tell you, but like the reality is when you look at every degenerate in society, from prison all the way to homeless people, drug addicts, everything, most of them come from single mother households.
I think that the degeneration of society comes really more to the weakening of men. That's it.
Regardless, the father isn't present is my point. That's the bottom line.
Could I please get any study?
I would. Okay, so if then let me entertain that one. So then, if the father is not present, then obviously clearly it must be the mother that is the problem because father's not being present.
I never said that.
No, I'm just putting that on the table now so we can transition.
No, like you just, dude, like this is insanity, man. Like
not really.
It is because I'm telling you objective truth and fact,
not.
and you're saying
me
I don't agree with it.
It's based on your context.
So look,
it's not my context. It's done by scientists that are more educated than you, by the way.
Listen, there's a lot of scientists that are more educated than me that do a lot of rubbish,
and then they
because
also
everybody's so much more educated than me, the world is so perfect.
And they went out in the streets and they went ahead and polled these people.
Scientists, the same people that made the vaccines for COVID. Scientists have been scaring people and using all sorts of techniques.
Stop talking.
Just
stop talking. Stop talking. Okay?
Talk, Alpha.
What are the chances what are the chances that all these people polled that are degenerates come from single mother households? That's not a coincidence.
Okay, I'll have to look at that study, and I'll definitely have a check, and I'll check the demographics.
So how do you, as the educated person, determine the facts then? How do you do it?
I determine the facts based on actual lived experience and research. I don't listen to...
Lived.
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
So your experience is better than everyone else's?
No, it's not that my experience is better than everyone else's, but I don't need to accept your facts because you think them.
There's alternative facts.
Listen, as an...
It is not our
facts.
Listen,
let me tell you something.
The facts of the world.
I know, but you know what? Because I've learned a lot to how to, do research, primary research especially, okay? So I am the sort of person...
Why can't you name any studies?
I beg, stop. Like, I beg.
See, and people say, "Oh, we want educated women on the panel." You got a master's degree, right? You got a master's degree,
and that's why you need to kind of like let me finish.
Yeah.
Like
so
I told you.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say.
The whole time.
No,
education doesn't change anything.
You have.
You know what? Real quick.
People get mad when bring educated women on. This
literally, bro. Literally, this is horrible, bro. This is literally the female version of Weeb and Gil. I swear to God, bro.
That's what y'all get.
You can't make this shit up.
Over here. You didn't say anything because they were talking the whole time. How do you feel about this?
Okay, so basically...
Title of the video, I found female Gils, or a fusion of Gil and Weeb as a female.
Look, Myron, Pearl, you have the facts, yeah? The data that you're pulling up from the studies.
Yeah.
Pearl's like, quote me, the data.
Any data.
Right? Mm-hmm. What she's basically trying to break down is that life is full of variables, right? But what scientists don't analyze, I suppose, when they're putting the data together is people's life experiences. It's very black and white. Yeah.
So, but not necessarily, because the problem is we're talking about studies that we like we're not even looking at specific studies here, but we're talking like if he's saying in general terms, if there's an absent father in the household, that leads to degeneracy, to criminality, etc., etc. What is the common thread? But it's not just a view, is it? This has been demonstrated in a plethora of studies, right? If that is the common thread, then that has substance, right? That means something, right?
I don't even think women are more nurturing than men. I'll tell you why. Because they're more likely to abuse children and the elderly. I don't even think women are more nurturing. I think that's like made up stuff that women do or say to make themselves feel better. Because it's like if we, infanticide or whatever.
I don't know about all that. I'm pretty sure normally it's always been a thing of people actually thinking that women are technically more nurturing and the father is more of the hard-on, like the more strict or, more disciplined, right? Like the fucking... the kid would go to their dad or whatever, and it's like, it's straight discipline, whatever. Or if they go to their mom, they're being loved, comforted, whatever, you name it. Things like that, spoiled. So, I don't know about all that. I would have to do some homework on that, but, it is what it is. What's called now, with women abusing, like, elderly and things like that, that wouldn't probably surprise me. But to be fair, though, the only issue with that is most people that are in the profession of taking care of elderly people is women, though. It's not really men. So, to be fair, I'm just saying, if the majority of one sex is doing this position, yeah, it would make sense for that sex to be the main abuser, whatever, blah, blah, because it's mainly a woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, actually doing those jobs in comparison to a guy doing the job, Now, sure, there probably are guys that do elderly care as well, you know what I mean? So then if you include those percentage of men, and then compare that to women, therefore, then now you can come to the conclusion, therefore women abuse elderly people, right? But the issue is if it's more dominant by a woman instead, that's why technically that would be more than the reason the case, right? Like if we have an equal amount of men and women, right, to then do the job, and then women did it more, then that's a fair case, right? So that's the only issue with that, though. So I don't fully agree with Pearl there. That's a little bit there's circumstances of why it could be inadequate, and again from my experiences, right, and even what I hear, namely, women normally are the ones to nurture the kids more compared to the dad. But that's just me, though.
Which is when a kid's killed in the first year, it's like primarily done by women. It's like rare for that man ever does it.
I'm like in general like quite interested in the statistics. So what's the percentage of men who go to jail for violent crimes or crimes against children, pedophilia, all of that, in comparison to women.
Okay, so I think that women are more violent than men.
But not what you think. I'm talking about stats.
So I'm gonna get to it. I have stats, unlike some of these chicks. But so when you look at violent crime, it is mostly done by men. But I think that's kind of unfair. Women can't do violent crime the same way that men do.
I mean, if you're an American, you have guns.
But so what do I look at when women have power? Women are more likely to wage war. They looked at queens the last 500 years. They said, who's more likely to wage war, kings or queens? Queens. And then they also looked at women. They're more likely to kill infants. They're more likely to kill the elderly. It just seems like when we get power, we're just not very good with it.
But then, what are the statistics? I asked for the statistics.
Well, I know.
Men
so I'll give you an example. So infanticide, which is when babies are killed in the first year, it's basically unknown that it's very rare for men to ever do it.
But what are the statistics? What are the numbers?
Give us the numbers then.
Well, all I know.
Give us the statistics that these chicks don't got.
All I know.
I mean, I don't know them.
All I know. I'll tell you what. I Googled it because I was curious the other day, and it just said that police rarely ever find a male person that killed a baby within the first year.
I'm asking for the statistics, the numbers. The numbers, not what you read, the numbers. What's the percentage?
Okay, it's 99% female.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have to check that.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, to back up what you said about women being more violent, lesbian relationships have the highest rates of domestic violence by far, way than everybody else.
Okay, but that's a dynamic between two women.
But that's what she's trying to explain is that women actually are more prone to violence.
In the dynamic between.
So yeah, I just looked it up. Pearl's actually correct on that. It's the first thing I found because I typed who kills babies. This is actually really weird to type, but I typed who kills babies more, men or women, and it says more than 40% of the killers in these crimes were mothers. So yeah, she's actually right about that. So I'm assuming she'd be right about elderly as well.
To women, but
when men
abuse each other just as friends anyway.
Not really.
When men commit crimes, it's for a reason. Now, I'm not saying it's a good reason, right? Like for example, one reason that I've heard is respect. Like they'll fight each other for respect or whatever. But I think you can really see who's more violent, who kills the innocent. I mean, 1 out of 3 women's had an abortion. One out of 3 women kill their own child.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you look at even after the kid's born, within the first year, women do it primarily. So who kills the innocent?
There's a lot of men that kill their girlfriends.
Yeah, right, Ken. I felt so uncomfortable searching that. like who searches that, bro? Oh, who kills babies more, men or women? Fuck. I would even if I was Pearl, fuck. But I get why she was doing it, because she was like, wait a minute, let me, because people always get on men about doing the most violent crimes or whatever, blah, blah. But guess what? Who kills babies more and elderly more? Women, actually, not men. So there you go.
Men kill. Yeah, but if women could and had the same physical force, I would argue that they would do it more.
Well, it's not that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Some men actually force you to get an abortion.
I'm sure.
Or they will stress you to the point that you lose the child.
Okay,
there are some men like that. Or they will hit you.
I am sure.
Or they will hit you.
I don't know what men you guys are dating. I don't know what men you guys.
That's what I'm saying. All the statistics are not there because not everything gets filed in everyone's life.
What's your argument? Hold on. What's your argument?
No, some men. They will actually push you and make you get the abortion. You might want to keep the child, but they will like, no, you have to.
I won't be there,
Yeah.
I'll leave you to get the
Yeah, you better be there. Men that have actually done that. There are some men that will get violent. They might hit you, find out you're pregnant before you know it. They want to hit you or all that shit in order for you to lose the baby. Or they will stress you like a motherfucker because stress also kills the child.
But who makes the decision, though?
I'm not gonna lie. If a man threatened to kill me, I probably would keep the baby.
Okay, but who makes the decision? Okay, see, there you go. She just answered it. The women make the final decision, right?
Yeah, but men still have a play to part.
That's part of the coercive control.
I'm ready. Can I go?
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your response to that? What's your response to that?
My response is that why would you get pregnant by a guy? Why would you get pregnant by a guy that doesn't want to be a father? I mean, we have what, 5? Let's go 5 days a month. We ovulate.
It's just like saying, why do you guys impregnate women that don't want to be mothers?
We have condoms.
Why do they do that?
Why do you
wait. Can we? gosh. Okay. So you can get an IUD. You can get on birth control. You can get that patch. You can take the pill. You can wear a condom. You can take a Plan B. There's so many options. It's like men invent all of these options for us to just not be retarded. They're like, take a pill every single day so you don't get pregnant.
So it doesn't actually always work.
Like,
there are people that have got pregnant.
Here's an IUD. Here's an IUD so you don't get pregnant. We invented this for you. We can't do that. It's like, okay. After that, here's an abortion. We'll do that for you. Then we can't do that. Oh, here's child support, alimony.
So if women are so irresponsible, why can't men just wear condoms? If we're so irresponsible, why can't they make the decision for us?
You can't
if it was up to me,
why do men impregnate women that don't want to be mothers as well?
But why don't the women require the men they sleep with to wear condoms?
No, I get what you're saying, Pearl. I understand what you're saying.
So okay, wait. I want to talk about all the choices we have. So many choices. It's crazy. So you could wait till marriage. Okay, most people don't do that. Fine. You can only sleep with men you want to have. You can only sleep with non-abusive men you want to have children with. Okay, there's an, I know, crazy. So then on top of that, you could require the men you date to wear condoms. Crazy, I know. On top of that, you could get an IUD. Crazy. On top of that, you can get, you can take a pill once a day. On top of that, there's the patch. On top of that, there's Plan B. On top of that, there's abortion. It's like, how many choices
doesn't sound very Catholic of you.
Now, look at my morality. I'm saying the choices that are available. I'm not saying what I think is moral. That doesn't matter.
I get what you're saying.
So my point is, why is this so hard?
I get what you're saying. I think a lot of the time women do make the wrong choices in terms of picking men, but we also have to account for the fact that by nature, women innately want to have families. They want successful marriages.
I don't think so.
By nature, no,
maybe not you.
Innately, women do.
No, seriously, I'll tell you why I don't think so. Okay. Now I know this is crazy.
Sure.
Now I know I think a little differently. I don't know, but I think if women we wanted to have families, why is it that when we got the choice we didn't have them? So because basically they gave us birth control in the 70, I can't remember, 60s, yeah, 60s.
Yeah.
So now we have the choice to do whatever we want, and none of us really chose children. So I actually think also on top of that, the men are better parents and they're more nurturing. I know. I'm not saying
this one's a head scratcher. I don't know.
This is just what I think. So don't put this on them.
Just to finish my point, can I just?
It's like if we wanted to, we would, but we don't.
Can I just finish? Can I just finish my point? Sorry. We also, I get that they're women who do make terrible choices. They want a bad man, they want a gun shooter. They think that it's the aesthetic. They like it. But we also have to account for the fact that a lot of women get into relationships very hopeful. They don't envision themselves 10 years down the line to be a single mum, raising their kids alone, struggling to make ends meet. Women want families. Can't remember what I was going to say, but I feel...
pick it. So women pick it. Let's pick it.
What I remember now. So sometimes people change. In the span of a year, someone can change drastically depending on financial circumstance, mental health change, physical health change. We, as women, and as men, we can't predict, we can't preempt what someone's going to do to us in 10 years' time based on the facts that we have now. The man may be the most responsible, loving person as he is right now, but I can't then travel 10 years down the line into the future and decide, how's he going to treat me? Is he going to divorce me? If I know that he's going to divorce me, if I know that he's going to be a deadbeat dad, obviously I'm not going to jump into that relationship.
Who divorces who? But
no, that is true though. I agree, Ken. It's a fair argument. Like birth control methods, they're not always 100%. None of them are 100% guaranteed. That's the problem. What's it called? If it was, then there's no argument at all, right? So that's the issue. It's not 100%, and unfortunately, the majority, they're probably fine, right? But then there could be some women that are just built different somehow, and they still fucking, get pregnant, whatever. And then now, there you go, right? They're at with that particular decision, and it's like, oh, fuck, right? So I do agree. That's the only issue. So when it comes to, the statistics of all the women that can still get pregnant while having, that or whatever, that's where it becomes a problem, and that's where it needs to be discussed. But when it comes to majority of women that don't have any issues, and as long as they're doing it, then there you go, right? And it's whatever. But no, I do agree with that. Yeah, that's the issue. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think birth control pills should be allowed. because I think that is just asking for incompetence or problems. Because there's two ways things can go wrong. For one, it just doesn't work for some reason, or two, if the woman's being irresponsible and not taking in time, and whatever you name it, right? So I think birth control pills actually have way too much risk, and not only that, the effects are kind of ass, or it could affect everyone differently too. I think the best effective methods is either like the IODs that they can put into their arm or whatever, or other places, however they want. Things like that, things that are actually really fucking effective, that is always doing its job, right? You know what I mean? I think that's what women should always be technically doing if they're doing birth control. And if they're not, then at that point, they're kind of asking for it, right? Because I think if you're using a condom or a birth control pill, that's just inadequate, right? It's not guaranteed. It's like the worst way of doing it, right? So if you do other methods that should definitely be way more extremely effective, then you more than likely won't have a problem. Like, there's someone that I know that's with one of my family members, and she has a thing in her arm, and nothing's ever happened. You know what I mean? Ever. Like, now, to be fair, what's it called? Like, to be fair, people that have like those things in their arms, there has been cases where they still got pregnant, but it happened like once. But they couldn't even have the baby because it was in their arm and they still got pregnant somehow. It actually ended up forcing an abortion as well. So there's that as well. So like, but either way, so it can still happen with even those things. But the point being said is it's extremely way more rare when you get those type of birth control methods. So that is kind of an issue with it too. Like, I feel like the birth control methods, there's too many. And that is kind of an issue. I feel it's like counterproductive. Like, they should only be enforcing the ones that actually are way more effective statistically, and just way more extremely rare to have issues, So there's that. Or I've been preaching this to this day. Fuck whatever the woman does. Honestly, men have it the easiest. Every man should just get a fucking there's a word for it, but where it's like they do like a little laser thing. It's not even painful. It's really quick. They do it to your fucking dick, and now you can't get a girl pregnant. And whenever you do want to get a girl pregnant, all you gotta do, they just reverse it. Very easy. Bam, you're good. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Vasectomy, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, that's what we really should be doing. Every guy should just get a fucking vasectomy, and then there you go, problem solved. Because that's 100% guaranteed rate. Like, the only way we've actually been able to do it is with men, as crazy as it sounds. And so here's another argument. I feel like men should be doing that, especially if they're not ready, whatever you name it, right? And the girl, if she's with the guy and he's not willing to do a vasectomy, then she shouldn't be having fucking sex, right? Because at the end of the day, you're risking to potentially get knocked up, whatever you name it. And at the end of the day, you got to take fucking accountability, right? And be responsible, you name it, because at the end of the day, you are still taking a risk. You're taking a 1% fucking chance of a risk, right? So that's all I'm getting at. Like, there's technically is ways to make it, like, to work around whatever you name it. It's just the problem is the men don't care or the girl doesn't care. And then when shit happens, then they want to fucking freak out and not even take any sense of accountability and responsibility. And it's on both ends, really. It's the guy and the girl, But that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
But, okay, who divorces who? Like,
women divorce men at higher rates, yes.
Okay, so women are the ones divorcing men.
Yeah.
But
why?
Okay, so why? It's stupid reasons, actually.
And what would you define as stupid reasons? It's all subjective, isn't it?
I want to define myself.
That's stupid.
I've heard I've outgrew him. I've heard that so much.
I got bored.
But in most cases, those aren't.
It's the rules, not the exception. And I'll tell you why. I've done this for a year.
Okay.
Wow, that's so long.
That's not a long time.
It's 1,000 people. That's a
women
lot.
Are marriages for
1,000 people.
Look. Pal, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but women are in marriages longer than we've been alive. We're under 30. Things happen. You can't just go into something.
I think that women project things onto men. I have unpopular opinions. So
okay.
I'm not saying
I get it. I respect it.
But I think that I actually think that women, we say, oh no, men change. Women are the ones that change. They're the ones that
we do change.
Yeah, and I don't think I think men are generally the same.
No, they become more complacent for sure.
No, okay, but how many times have you dated a guy and all your friends said there was a red flag? Your parents said it was a red flag. They said no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
I've done that. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So he was the same, but you tried to change it. Typically, that's typically what happens. And I'm not saying I'm any better than any woman. I'm not saying I've never done that. Like, okay, okay. But I'm just saying that's what we do. Men, they just want us to stay the same. They just want us to not change. Don't get fat. Then 80% of women gain 20 plus pounds in the first 5 years of marriage. They just want us to keep sleeping with them.
I mean, you know, there's some factors that are uncontrollable. I've seen not a lot, I can't lie, I'm not gonna lie. So I've seen some cases where women have gotten sick, they've had terminal illnesses.
Can we stick to the rule, not the exception?
Okay, so what are the rules?
The rules are women just like to eat more. They just like to get fat.
Some guys get fat as well when they're going to relationships.
So hold on. So I've noticed in your line.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. I guarantee. I'll look it up right now. Who's more fat, men or women? Hang on. Oh wow, she's right. On average, women have 6 to 11% more body fat than men. Studies show reduce the woman's ability to burn energy after eating, resulting in more fat being stored around the body. The likely reason is to prime women for childbearing, so on and so forth, you name it. So it actually is women. Wow. Yeah, and then I looked at anything, which gender gets more fat. Women generally have a higher percentage of body fat than men. Also, women store more fat in whatever, blah, blah, whereas men store fat in the, abdomen. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Yeah, it said more women are obese than men. Yeah, so wow, it is women. Hey, Pearl's been spitting this whole time, bro. You know, I don't agree with everything she says either, you know, and whatever, and so on and so on. Whenever things do get subjective, or when it comes to the conclusion of things, that's normally where I end up not agreeing with her. But all the fucking statistics she's been bringing up and saying, it is true. I've been Googling it. I've Googled 3 of them, and it's fucking true. She's not wrong there. Women do eat more. They get more fat. Just saying, bro.
You know, women don't want to go. Women don't want to go to the police because of, you know, they.
Like, I literally looked it up. Women are more or get more obese than men. Gender in comparison.
They're hoping the man can change in the future. All of your rebuttals really take accountability away from women. At the end of the day, like, and this is why, you know, arranged marriages were a thing for so long. Women suck at picking their partners. They really do.
Yeah.
All of you guys are almost in your 30s and single. We go back 50, 70 years, 80 years, most women your age would be married and have a couple kids by now. So what does that effectively tell me? That tells me you guys...
Women are putting up with less now because we have...
Hold on.
Alternatives.
That's fine, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that women now, right, have basically... It's crazy to me because you guys, right, are so selective now, and you want the best guy, and you're like, we don't need to tolerate X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And then you meet that guy, right, because he's exceptional, he's attractive, because you want the best. And then you get mad when he fucks another bitch. It's like you gotta figure it out. Like, what are you gonna like? You take accountability from yourselves every single time.
Can I ask you a question?
It's like at the end of the day, you pick the man, right?
Yeah, but I cannot. Okay, listen. This is what I said in the beginning. What I said was.
Well, a good argument against what MYRON's saying though is sure they pick whatever, and it goes the other way. Men pick whatever, right? But you don't have a secret formula to see the future. You don't know how things are going to progress, you name it, etc. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's tons of variables that you can't technically foresee that can technically be the reason why it's not actually your fault for picking that guy. Now, if it's a girl or guy picking a woman or guy to where, let's say they go up to the, you know, and the guy is clearly abusive or a dick or asshole, and that's what they go for and want to try to settle with, yeah, of course, I'm going to blame the woman or guy, right? But you know, you can make an argument. I don't know the statistics. I don't know what's what. So I'm just speaking off, you know, of me just having common sense right now. But you know, if a guy or a girl is picking a certain partner, right, and they think they're a very nice person and great, you name it, whatever, and then next thing you know, they start living with them, and next thing you know, they're actually not a good person, you know, blah blah. You can't down the person for that. You get what I'm saying? So you know, I'm just saying. But that's all.
Women do pick trashy men. We've done it.
So whose fault is that then? So whose fault is that?
It's the women's fault, fine.
Okay, so then why do you keep making excuses for why they get bad behavior after when they pick shitty men?
Okay, in that scenario, yes, the woman has to take accountability. You've picked a bad man. You've picked a gun shooter. You've picked a roadman. You've picked a drug dealer just for the aesthetic. If you then get pregnant by him and he gets arrested, that's on you. But there are cases where women get with men with good intentions in the beginning, and men change. So you can't blame a woman for a divorce.
How about they never changed? They were that man the whole time, and you just didn't realize.
But there's deception. Well, the magic term is deception.
Because you guys can't handle the truth. Because women can't handle the truth. Because women can't handle the truth. And we talked about that earlier.
How can we handle the truth if someone's not telling it?
Because that's why they lie.
Yeah. So
most women can't handle cheating. Most women can't handle what men.
Yeah, but the problem is, see, Myron. But the problem is now you're fucking yourself with your argument because you're over here saying, "Oh, women need to take accountability," or they picked the wrong men and they're stupid, whatever, blah blah. But then now you're also saying, "Fucking yeah," because men won't tell the truth and they're being deceptive, whatever, blah blah. So that's why she's confused. She's like, "Wait a minute, that's not helping your argument." I don't know what. Yeah, I'm sorry, but you fucked up there. No, Myron's pulling a blonde moment.
So guys lie to women. That's what it is.
I don't think men could.
Yeah. So whose fault is that? That's the man's fault for lying.
I think it's that way as well.
No, they could never. And also, can I tell you something?
Holy shit.
Earlier on.
Hold on. Just to finish the thing here. I just noticed that every rebuttal you made to her, that when she tells you an objective fact, you say, well, how about this and that? And it's all, at the end of the day, women are the ones making the choices. So it's one of the two. It's either you guys want. Hold on. Yeah, but women are the ones picking. So you have a choice to make. It's either A, women are bumbling retards that don't deserve rights and shouldn't be able to pick their partners, and men step in and do it like before in arranged marriages, or you guys can go ahead and continue to pick your partners and then stay single into your 30s like we have now.
But I swear it's the man that picks who he marries.
Yeah, men are gatekeepers of relationships. Yeah. Women are gatekeepers of sex.
They pick their women as well.
But you.
So I completely disagree with that. The woman has all the fucking power in the world to pick who they want to fucking be with at the end of the fucking day. It's always a fucking woman. Always. Like, what fucking fantasy land are we fucking in? I can literally go to a club down the street right now. I'm an average looking dude, right? I'm not fucking Prince Charming. I'm not, some fucking celebrity looking guy or a male model, whatever. I could go down to a club, right? And ask every girl, hey, do you want to have sex with me? Or, hey, do you want to go on a date, whatever, and go do something, whatever, and try? 9 out of 10 times, I'm more than likely going to get rejected. Or they'll be like, oh, maybe, or yeah, we could do this, and then next, doesn't even fucking happen, whatever. At the end of the day, the girl has the ability and power to select who they're going to be with and who they're going to sleep with and so on and so forth. Guys do not have fucking control of that whatsoever. It's always the guy going to the girl, okay, 9 out of 10 times. It's always the guy trying to, he sees a girl that's very attractive, right? He goes, whatever, and he tries, right? Every fucking time. The girls are the ones that have that ability and power to literally choose and see whatever you name it and do whatever the fuck they want to do, okay? It's very uncommon for a girl to actually chase after a guy and just do whatever. That can happen. There could be things like that, And I'll say this too. Normally, if a girl is going after a guy, it's because he's like part of that rare percentage of having a crazy amount of money or looking like fucking Prince Charming in this bitch, right? And that's why she more than likely went up to him, right? But other than that, if you're just an average fucking Joe or below average as a dude, hell no, that's not fucking happening. All the average men or below Joes, they have to go to the woman 9 out of 10 times. So meaning, therefore, women have that fucking power. They're not just the gatekeepers of sex. They're also the gatekeepers of fucking choosing who they want to be with and actually spend their time with, and you name it. That's just how it's always been in society. The guy always has to chase after the girl. The girl is always figuring out and deciding who she's in love with or wants to be with and this and that, whatever, blah, blah. While the men are fighting desperately to fucking be with the guy or prove their worth or make them fall in love, whatever you name it. You see where I'm getting at? So that's absolutely fucking baloney and bogus. Get the fuck out of here. What are we talking about now?
He has to have someone to commit to, so you have to pick him from like.
You have to pick each other. It's a two-way street.
What comes
Why
first?
Is it just the woman?
It's your job to attract them.
No, he's attracted to you, really.
No, what comes first in general in 2024? Sex or relationships?
Depends on who you're asking.
Okay, so who gets to have sex?
Men and women.
No, it's the men that women select.
Yep. So
women are the initial gatekeepers, right? So that's what it's saying.
They're gatekeepers of sex. Yeah,
relationship.
But the guy's not going to get into a relationship unless he's been sexually selected by women, and women are the ones who
And this actually proves my point earlier, which she alluded to, because she was saying, like, just be honest and I'll give you sex if you say what it is. And then I asked, okay, when she gave an example, and I said, repeat that sentence, and then she said, oh, I've known this guy for a while. and women tend to always disqualify all the work men have to put in to attract them.
Do you
How long did he know you?
We had been cool for at least like what, a year or so.
Okay, so he spent a year.
No, but we didn't spend like a year like together or spending time like that. No, it's like we had spent time with each other briefly, and then we didn't see each other, and then before you know it, when we reconnected, it was like, okay, cool, but we just laid out on the table like, look, I ain't looking for anything because I just got out of this.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
What did he do when he was gone during that time?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck what he did. Well, I was living.
Well, you clearly did because you hooked up with him, so he had to have told you what he was doing. You have to probably been curious.
Yeah, but that's like, I'm not gonna say his business. You see what I'm saying? We were friends. We had.
Would it be fair to say he leveled up?
What do you mean?
He leveled up. He was probably more attractive when he came back the second time.
He became better.
Oh, that guy has always been attractive.
Okay. So he did. Okay. So if he's always been.
He's gorgeous.
Okay. So if he's always been attractive, he probably did something to level up in that time period. But what I'm trying to say is that like girls tend to look at the finish line. They don't look at the entire race. The man had to put in work to some degree to be able to get the sex from you, that frankly. But when I asked you, oh, I'm gonna just proposition you for sex right away, you said
you
no.
think we just wake up like this?
Some guys are really easy. You can just be like, yeah, look, pull up then, and before you know it, my man's pulled up.
How often does that happen though?
I mean,
how attractive does a man have to be able to get sex on command like that?
Exactly. That's not common at all.
He has to have sauce.
Holy.
He's got to be attractive.
He has to have what?
Sauce.
Okay.
Sauce.
So so it's not easy then.
Yeah, the same way that it's not easy for just any girl to get sex as well, you know.
What?
It kind of is,
But some guys are really easy.
Wait, and I'll
though.
explain to you why. I explain to you why.
Gorgeous,
Wait. Because girls don't just step out looking like anything. They also put in a lot of effort.
Do you realize that you can go outside? Hold on, stop, man. This is what I'm trying to say.
Never happened to me, though.
You guys don't live in reality. You can step outside right now and go, and a dude will still have sex with you.
I don't know. I've never done that.
But you could.
Go try
I
it.
agree
Go try
with,
it.
because I know
Go try it right
somebody.
now.
Can I just say something? I agree.
The street experiment.
I agree with that.
You being able to get sex and a man being able to get sex don't even come close. Like, it's not the same. And again, it's hard for men to get sex. So it's like when girls say this, like, oh, just be honest. If I tell you I just want to fucking don't want to give you a relationship, 99% of the time I'm not going to get it. And then you, even in your example, well, we kind of had an understanding and, you know, we just fucked. But he had to know you for a year and be extremely attractive to pull it off. That's a minority of men.
But were you hooking up at the beginning as well, though, in that when you first met each other? Were you hooking up?
No, actually, no. We just spent time. We just spent time
friends
together, and then before you know
That's
it,
putting in work.
No.
That's putting in work.
But the maddest thing is like, I know.
I had to step away
and I know a guy that doesn't.
Because that shit really fucking pissed me off. This bitch said it is not easy for girls to get sex and they struggle just as much as guys. What delusional tooth fairy fucking world do you live in, bro? Holy shit. Like, that's fucking crazy. That is insane. Okay. I guess the whole... Everyone said in the room that women are literally the gatekeepers of sex. And I guess that just went out one ear out the fucking other, bro. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit.
We didn't really have to put in work like that.
But he was attractive. He was hot though. He was attractive.
Of course he was hot.
So he had to reach a certain baseline.
Listen.
But then life just got in the way. Distance. I think at some point I even left London. And then came
Why
back.
are you guys upset that women want charm from a man?
And then we just like a conversation just like it just popped up, and then before you know it's like pull up, and then it was just like that, just pull up then.
Yeah.
And then boom, it happened, and then that's when we was like, okay, cool, but
but if he had said come over and we're gonna fuck right now, you wouldn't went over there.
No, but I've done that to a guy before. I'd be like, look, pull up, this is what it is, and then he came
bro. Like
a man that says that is a bit like
look,
that's a bit scary.
This is what I'm trying to say.
That's a bit scary, yo.
Like women live life on easy mode when it comes to dating so much that you guys are completely unaware of how it. Like you guys live life on such an easy mode that you guys are completely unaware of all the work that men have to put in to be able to get laid. We have to put in way more work than you guys. Way more.
What, liking a photo, sliding in the DM?
Well, no. When they did that college study.
Breadcrumbs. A little conversation here and there.
Hold on. Do you find most men attractive?
No, not really.
Do you find most men attractive?
Point proven.
Okay.
Point proven. Point fucking proven. Point fucking proven, bro. I swear to God, these girls are fucking deluded. They're over here laughing and mocking and making fun of the struggles that men have in the dating life, or to even get laid, whatever. You know what I mean? And then they're being clowns, right? Then he asks, like, do you find most men attractive? All of them said no! Because guess what men they're looking for? Extremely attractive men, or they're looking for all kinds of fucking variables to satisfy whatever, you know, bucket list they have for a guy they're looking for, right? And then they'll go for it, right? Get the fuck out of here, bro. These girls are fucking delusional, dude. Like, point fucking proven, which is why you have it on easy mode, bro. like, I'll say this right now, bro. I'm not lying. On God, bro. Like, I swear to God. Like, if I had the ability to choose to be a woman in order to get laid whenever the fuck I would, okay? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, or better yet, not even a woman, because I do like to be a guy. If I was able to be a guy and do exactly what women are able to do, that would be the most peak thing in fucking life. Like, I can imagine that. I can imagine myself, like, I'm single as a Pringle, right? Like, way back then when I was young, whatever, or I'm just, you know, moving, or just finished high school, now I'm, you know, in that whole phase, right? And I'm just able to do whatever the fuck I want, right? That'd be a dream fucking come true, but it don't work like that. I would have to be a girl in order to do that. I would have to be a fucking woman in order to be able to get sex at any fucking point in time that I want. Like, it's a joke, bro. Like, it's crazy how they don't understand this shit. And they know that. They fucking know that, bro. Like, come on. Like, they know that, bro. From school experiences, high school, college, adulting. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, you.
I only find myself attractive.
Fantastic. What about you?
No, I don't. But can I just say something?
Okay, so that proves my point, man. Like,
do you find most women attractive?
It's hard. I think it's hard right here.
Yeah, most women are average, which is fuckable.
So why are they hating on me?
Wait, it's harder right here for men because because guys have to look good, right? Because when you go out, like women, some women can go out with no money and they'll be a...
Imagine you're Scott Pilgrim and can pull any girl.
Guy at the bar who will buy them a drink.
Yeah.
But a man can't go out with no money and expect him to get drinks from a woman that thinks he's good looking. So I know a lot of people, especially because I'm older, I know a lot of people like my age, guys who are single. They're single. I've got one friend that he has been single for 20 years almost. I don't know if he's had links or anything, but as far as I know, he hasn't had a girlfriend. But this guy has a good job, lots of money in the bank.
Jesus once said, if there's a hole, there's a way. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'll say this, like if you're an average guy, right, or even below average in the looks department, right, you name it, the highest chance of you having sex with a girl, like either on the fly or like or even dedicating some time, is if it's like an overweight chick, or if she's really fucking ugly and not even average. You know what I mean? That's probably the only way a guy would be able to get sex immediately. The only way, realistically. You know? The only fucking way. But if the girl is average or above average, hell fucking no, bro. That you ain't getting your dick wet or whatever, or you're normally going to be rejected the whole nine. Unless she's an OnlyFans chick or a porn star, bro. That shit just ain't fucking happening, bro. You know, like, people are crazy, bro. Crazy. At the end of the day, a guy has to put in all the fucking work in order for the girl to either fall in love with him or have feelings, whatever, or to even be able to have the ability or chance to be in a relationship or have sex. That is how it's always been in society. They're on fucking crack for that.
Drives a car. He just...
Literally. Either look really good, and even that isn't even enough nowadays. But that could at least increase your chances, right? You know what I mean? At least increase your chances with an average girl, right? You know? But if it's not looks, then it's a lot of money. Literally. If you don't have money, and I mean a shit ton, okay, or the best looks as a guy, good fucking luck getting a relationship or getting laid. Good luck.
Just doesn't have to look. Women don't look at him.
He's not good looking.
Yeah,
no, I don't
he's
think
not
that's
good
true.
looking. He's not good.
Yeah, but us women can learn to love. Us women can learn to love.
But they don't give him a chance. They don't give him a look. They don't even look at him. They don't even give him a look. They don't even look at him. They're not interested. He's the guy that the women walk past. When I meet up with the girls and we see them in the group.
What's his riz like? Has he got some riz? Has he got some good banter?
Does he dress nice?
Does it smell good?
No, there's ugly men with money and they've got girls.
No. When they did that college study,
there's ugly men.
They pay a lot of the time.
When they did that college study, where they got interviews to go out, they got male interviews to go out on a college campus and say to women and say to a bunch of women, I want to have sex. Will you have sex with me, right? And then they got women to go out and do the same thing. And the percentage of women that said yes to the request, 0%. The percentage of men who said yes to the request from women, 75%. So that's the problem, right? Because what he's saying is correct.
Easy.
Yeah, no, women have it on easy mode, right? Because all the women in here now.
Because you guys don't make it easy.
No, but all the women in here now could potentially go out.
Y'all just pull up.
But
all I gotta do is send a little meme.
Exactly. So that's the point.
Exactly, which is why you have it on fucking easy mode, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Pull up on it.
But no, that's the point. That's the point. That's the problem in the dating marketplace, right? This is why we've got this, I'm
gonna type it on Discord
just in terms of dating, and I don't just mean financially. It's just the top guys getting more of the action. The guys who seem to love it are getting less of the action. That's increasing. And it's all down. It's driven by social media. It's driven by Instagram, the global dating marketplace, etc.
It's just like, and here's the thing, man. I don't expect them to understand, but girls are never gonna get it that it's way harder for men to get attention from females.
No, that's facts.
No, we do get it. You guys deal with rejection and things like that. We do get that.
Yeah, but you don't. But here's the thing: you don't understand. Not only do you not. Okay, you understand. Not only that, but you don't even know when you meet an attractive guy, right? You don't even know all the work he has to put in to be that package that you're currently enjoying. So, for example, you go to a pizza spot, right? Your favorite pizza spot. You don't know that they had to get the cheese imported from Italy. You don't know that they had to get the dough at a certain temperature to make it taste a certain way. You don't know that they imported the sauce from a certain place to have a distinct taste. You don't know that the oven that they got was thousands upon thousands of dollars to fry it just right, to cook it just right. You just enjoy the end product, but you don't know the process that it took to create that pizza. When you see an attractive man, that man has spent a lot of the times years, if not decades, to create that package that you're currently enjoying. But you don't understand what goes into it because women don't have to build themselves up at all. No. You guys just exist, 18 years old, invited on a fucking yacht. But who paid for the yacht?
That sounds like something a dictator said. Quote him.
You pay for yachts?
So it's you pay for yachts? No.
Okay.
I've never been on one with a man.
No, but I'm saying not
99% of yachts are paid for by men.
You're either born with the sauce and all that shit or not.
I want to see the study.
No, most men actually are not born with the sauce. They have to learn the sauce.
Yeah, but men
they have to learn it. There's some naturals, but most guys have to learn.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
But men also have status when they're around beautiful women, so it works. It's like a transactional thing.
But they have to work. They have to work to earn the status.
It doesn't matter. No one cares. But he needs to walk in with a beautiful woman. Then people will really respect him.
Once again, perfect example of what I mean by just looking at the finish line, not looking at the race. How do you acquire status? That's what I mean when I say y'all are retarded sometimes. No offense. With all due respect.
No.
But women lack critical thinking. Women lack critical thinking skills. You guys just look at the end product. This pizza's good. Ugh. But you don't know what it took to make the good pizza.
So what do you think a woman does in her life up until 18?
You see a guy with 10 girls. He has status. That's awesome. But you don't know what it took for the man to acquire the status.
What do you think a girl goes
through? You said a girl's 18, she's pretty, and she gets invited on a yacht.
Not every girl is pretty, especially growing up.
Do you know why?
Average girls have more marketability than celebrity men.
That's what you think.
No, it's true.
No, that's what you think. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. Okay, I'm just going to explain to you the difference between...
Stop 1 second.
Go on.
Because you don't know what you're fucking talking about.
I know what I'm fucking talking about. I'll tell you why. Because I'm a woman and I know the work it takes for a woman to get to a stage where she can even be attracted to a man. Don't think that women don't do anything. They don't just wake up and roll out of bed,
They don't do shit.
And not only that, we have more emotional work than you guys do.
We go to the gym.
Stop.
You're mad.
Make sure.
There's completely... Be quiet. Hold on. there's completely average women that we know that have come on our fucking show and had sex with A-list celebrities off of our show.
Because men's standards are lower.
But that proves my point.
They are easy. They just want to get their dick wet.
Oh my God, you're not refuting my point. That women, average chicks, have access to exceptional men. However, average men cannot attract exceptional women. Do you understand that?
Okay, yeah.
We understand that.
That's fine.
So therefore, hold on. So since average women are able to attract exceptional men, by definition, that means women have dating on easy mode.
No.
Because their burner performance is lower.
Look.
This is what I mean.
Yeah, they have women. No, we do. Women.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I'm just saying, if I make you breakfast, just says thanks, I don't need all this, who are you, and how did you get in my house bullshit. Like, bro, like, you can't make this shit up. It's not, this is the most simplest thing to understand. Like, here's some, like, interesting stuff. How the fuck do women excel and perform way greater than men in school, like college and high school? Like, blow them out of the water statistically. Yet when it comes to simple shit like this in a social dynamics, dating, whatever you name it, the whole fucking nine are biological differences between a man and a woman that it's just fucking beyond them, bro. I do not get it. It blows my fucking mind.